If I sit down, I will sleep. Oh,
That's
I'm
the
telling you.
question after I finish the show. Who's gone?
Welcome inside the locker room.
Good morning again. Assuming you've been here, you've been listening, you're an amazing person. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here on a Friday like this with me, Valentine Ohu, and with Tega Supreme.
Yay!
The crowd goes wild.
Thank you to all my fans. Good morning, and thank God it's Friday.
Yep. We are happy it's Friday. We are grateful for that. The weekend smells good.
Yes.
Let's start this conversation this morning by inviting you to join us on YouTube. You can watch live. You can leave a comment on that platform. Smooth FM Lagos is what you can type to find us. Subscribe if you haven't, so you can watch anytime we're live. Take us ready with the stories. You can send messages in reaction to them to WhatsApp 0809-444-0981. Now, Blessing Okagbare has set a new national record after racing to her 8th national 100 meters title on Thursday at the 2021 National Championships Olympic Games trial in Lagos. The 32-year-old Olympics World Commonwealth Games medalist stormed to a 10.63 seconds national record to win the women's 100 meters title. In her words, she says, "I've been working on everything and I hope it counts at the big stage, that's the Olympics. I'm very disappointed. I was very disappointed at my last meet when I ran 11.2. I was like, this is not me." So when they mentioned the trials, I said, I'm going to be there, not because I just want to run, but because I really want to compete and run well.
Well, what can I say? So yesterday, we all went a little crazy because when she immediately after she ran, the time on the board where she took the picture showed 10.62 seconds. That was the fastest time this year, and we're like, see, Olympic gold medal. But it was wind assisted 2.7. So yeah, the official time she did was 10.63, which is still fast because that's what defending 100 meters defending champion Shirley Ann Fraser Price ran earlier this year in Jamaica. So it's still Olympic medal ish. Not necessarily gold, but ish. So it's still around there. So we're so excited because if she can do that, I mean, and she can repeat the same, if she can do that number one in an official trial, and then you are almost certain that, okay, because she can do it, she can repeat that feat at the Olympics. We are good to go. We are ready to dance. We do, but it wasn't so. But it's still good time, and the fact that Blessing keeps pushing herself and striving to be better. She doesn't say, "Oh, I live in America. I can't be coming back to Nigeria for needs." She comes back and she does what she needs to do. Where there is a track, there is a Blessing Okagbare. That's how simple it is. She's going to come out there and try to push herself. So great time yesterday. Fantastic one. Like I said, it was not the time we thought it was initially, but it's still great time, and we hope that she will continue to do it on the big stage. I agree with her. 11.2 was disappointing, but she runs this time at the Olympics. She could be in. She could be in. It's a good one. Also, speaking about Blessing and America, the Nigeria Super Falcons went. They saw. But they did not conquer. The US defeated Nigeria by 2-0. 2-0 because Olohi did some wonderful saves here, there, everywhere. Elastic man, but it was a good outing. I would say this for Nigeria. Yes, they were sitting a little too deep, but again, when you're playing against the US, you will sit deep. Because they are going to dominate possession and they're going to try to make us that good. So
they tried. Really. They tried. Shout out to them. I should be saying congratulations to Falcons, really. Wow. We have another game 7 on our hands. It's what the Milwaukee Bucks actually were in control for the majority of the night in their game 6 matchup with the Brooklyn Nets and came away with 104-89 victory in the end to keep their championship hopes alive. Kevin Durant put up big numbers again as he finished the loss with 32 points and 11 rebounds to lead the way for the Nets. His standout effort wasn't enough though, as Milwaukee's big three of Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, and Ru Holiday actually combined for 89 points, 35 rebounds, and 13 assists to avoid being eliminated on their home floor.
Yes, so Milwaukee Bucks finally woke up. So we had said, or I had said, I don't know why I keep saying we. I had said that that Brooklyn Nets, with a limping James Harden and without Kyrie Irving, was going to be a tough hill task for Kevin Durant to keep up. Now, because Milwaukee, I have to remind people, Milwaukee led by as much as 17 points. Milwaukee should have won Game 5, and this would have just been the elimination game. But because they did not play very well down the stretch in that game, even if Kevin Durant had a monster night that night with 49 points, it was largely down to Milwaukee Bucks not doing what they needed to do. And so Brooklyn Nets won Game 5. Fast forward Game 6, and this is exactly what I expected for Milwaukee Bucks to do. They started the game early, set out a large margin, but again early in the fourth quarter, Brooklyn Nets went on a 7-0 run. And closed the gap to just 5 points. So it was looking like a 2-point play. At some point, I was just like, are you about to throw this thing again? With a limping James Harden and yes, beast mode Kevin Durant, but still, it's just one guy against Chris Middleton and Antetokounmpo. You had to do better. But somewhere in the game, as I think it was that fact that they started looking at the game and it looked like they were about to lose. A switch turned in their head, and in the next 3 minutes, they went on a 14-0 run against the Brooklyn Nets, and that's how they exploded. It was Giannis Antetokounmpo getting into beast mode, driving into paint, and driving at anything that was standing in front of him. So trust me, literally, if you were in front of him trying to stop him, he rammed into you. And basically, it wasn't. Some people say, but that could have been an offensive foul. No. You see, when Antetokounmpo is running at you, you're moving your feet. Number one, so blocking foul for most of them, but he took them on, got into the paint and did the job, and it was dramatic. But the guy in this series so far, in the Brooklyn Nets so far, in the Milwaukee Bucks so far, that has done fantastic things, but very quietly, is Chris Middleton. It was one of his steals that actually started the 14-0 run, and he ended up with a 38-point finish on the night. So if they continue doing this, then Game 7 would be definitely Milwaukee Bucks own. But the way that Kevin Durant looked, he looked like he was going to come back in Game 7 with a big deal. He got 34 points on the night, but he looks like he's going to go for 50.
Wow,
so Game 7 Saturday morning,
don't
sleep on it.
Something else you shouldn't sleep on really is a conversation that's going on in Formula One. Title rivals Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen have disagreed over the results of the inquiry into the tire failures at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Hamilton had this to say: in this particular instance, I don't think Pirelli are at fault, but Verstappen, who suffered one of the tire failures, said they have to look at themselves.
Okay, so I would say this, because the tire failure happened, it was the rear left tire in 2 different cars with 2 different constructors. It definitely looked like Pirelli from where I was, and they kept saying, oh, that the tire compound could sustain, and it didn't show up on any of the engineer's radar that something was about to explode. In fact, it didn't even show up on the FIA's radar that any of the tires were about to give way. So it was a huge shock the way it went, and because of the speed that these cars are moving at, there had to be an investigation. Now Pirelli is claiming that it was the way that some of the constructors were using the tires, and that's what caused the tires to explode. Now there's been rumors around the pit lane, around the paddock, that some constructors are managing the temperature and the pressure of the tires in a way that Pirelli cannot account for. So that's why you see some people's tires are quick to warm up, some people's tires are quick to overheat, and some people's cars and tires are not. They're like, it's not the same tire Pirelli gave all of us. but so there's whispers that that's what's happening.
Is that allowed?
With some it's legal limits allowed. They can do what, as long as there's a particular pressure, it shouldn't go more than once they don't extend beyond that, they're okay. So Pirelli is saying that they can't account for those things, and maybe it's those things that cause the tire failure. I'd say this because it's 2 different constructors. It can't be that two of them were doing exactly the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I can't say that it's not completely their fault. So yeah, Lewis Hamilton, just calm down, man. But today, 10 a.m., we'll see the first practice session in the France Grand Prix. So we'll see exactly how this will turn out for Mercedes. They've had two horrific street races, but they want to bounce back to normal ways or to normal operation this weekend in France. So we wait to see how they pan out. But for Ferrari and Red Bull, they're living their life like it's golden, man.
Seriously, it's good to be in that camp right now. Now, Rafa Nadal pulled out of Wimbledon and the Tokyo Olympics on Thursday, that's yesterday, saying he took the decision after consultations with his team in a bid to prolong his career. The 35-year-old Spaniard said the 2-week gap between the French Open and Wimbledon, which starts on the 28th of June, was not enough time for him to recuperate after a demanding clay court season, where he played in 5 tournaments. In his words, here's how he expressed it on Twitter. I've decided not to participate at this year's championships at Wimbledon and the Olympic Games in Tokyo. It's never an easy decision to take, but after listening to my body and discussing it with my team, I understand that it is the right decision.
Okay, I will say this for Rafa Nadal, because a lot of us just look at it and think it's normal for guys to perform at this high level at 35, 33. Look, the person that said this thing was Vampire Federer. He's the one that has spoiled us, because usually at 33, 34, your career in tennis is generally winding down. You're not at the top of the ranking table, even if you're still playing. Everybody knows that you are 1 year on your way out.
Or is it down to exertion?
No, you're already aging. It's not exertion. You're already aging. You're 33, 34. They start winning. Rafa Nadal won his first title at 16. You start turning professional 16, 17. Maybe 18, then you now play for 15 years all the way to the come on. So usually at that age, 33, 34, they are winding down their retirement, which is why Novak Djokovic was picking on Federer then and saying he's 34. Why doesn't he just retire and go home and stay with his kids? Because that's usually when they retire. But Roger Federer came, and at 35, he's still top of the ranks, world number 3, world number 2, hustling with all these young boys that are not even his age mates. So he was one that started that, you can play for as long as you like on every surface. And that's where this thing starts from. Usually at 35, Rafa Nadal shouldn't be competing the way he's competing on a normal day. But they've done that. And so he has to listen to his body. Yes, his body cannot carry as many tournaments, which is why generally when you're over 30, they leave you to pick some of the tournaments that you can go to. So he has taken the time off. So he's out of Wimbledon and he's out of Tokyo. And so that golden Grand Slam that Novak Djokovic was looking for, he just might get it. Because, I mean, the next gen are not really doing much to defeat the top 3 anyway. So
Rafa's insistence of sticking around, is it due to, would you put it down to peer pressure?
No, he just loves the game, and that's why I never tell anybody. I say people should stop telling people when to retire. Let them do what they want. Yeah. So for on the women's side though, Naomi Osaka has again pulled out of Wimbledon. She says she's not showing up, that she's spending time with her friends and family, but she'll be ready for Tokyo Olympics. And on that note,
wait, Tokyo Olympics. Where's she from again? Asia.
She's from Japan.
Exactly. Yeah. So why else wouldn't she? Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. I'm not remotely surprised. I knew she grew up in America, and really her home fans are in New York. But because she was born in Asia, and she represents Japan. So she said that's her home, so she's not going to disappoint them. She's going to be there. Whatever the reasons are, for me, let her just get better and get back into competition, and that'll be good. But she's out of Wimbledon.
At the end of the day, Naomi is still Naomi her way to Tokyo. Yeah. All right. Let's take this break. We'll be back with more conversations inside the locker room. 981. You want to get in here? Still here.
Okay, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to finish all the stories better. So when you thank you. That time was good.
Act. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stories.
So when you come back, you tell them that the phone lines will be open, and we're going to discuss the group. There's one group of them in
That's why his immunity needs to be strong.
That battery is low.
That's the next
Our next star performer are the Reno dancer.
I give him Born Vita every day.
Yesterday I told my nephew to face the wall. He did not talk to me. I said, look at this boy. At your age, they were slapping my 2 years.
I'm telling you, man.
They were supposed to be left. So he went and he took out he was playing with my mouth because you know the light comes on with my mouth. So he was playing with it. I was like, bro, will you put that thing back? Go and face the wall. First of all, he stood, he said, my leg is paining. He stood like this and he turned around. My leg is paining me. I said, you did, but you don't know what's happening to you.
Hence why it's called punishment.
I said, you don't know what's happening to you.
You think face the wall is
at your age, when I play that kind of thing, conk me in the middle of my head. You're not telling me your leg is paining you. I said, face the wall, Jerry. That's why he didn't talk to me again. When he finished his punishment, he just went away. He just went out to sit down outside on the veranda and he talked to me again. I'm no longer his friend. I punished him. We'll be alright. Generations have changed.
You get your own bank account.
Always wake up in the morning and be telling people, my leg is paining me.
When
Stand.
you
Your leg
are
is
punished,
paining me.
it's like somebody being weak and you're like,
These children, they don't even know what's happening.
it's supposed to be bread.
He thought it would be sweet, Abby.
Thanks for watching. This is break time shenanigans. Like we have this fun conversations like this. See the picture I posted. I said,
Union Bank, you're simpler, smarter
I said,
If you're like me, that has to do with
paying bills in naira.
and connected.
Oh yes, oh yes,
Or router.
oh yes.
Office, at home, and on
Can't
the
be
go.
easy.
Never worry about a steady connection. Buy any of our
Okay, I'll be back now.
router data
I'm back
bundles
now.
for as low as 16,000 naira and get a free 4G Wi-Fi all router. Just visit any 9 Mobile Experience Center or authorized 9 Mobile dealer outlets to get yours. Terms and
So we'll read the
conditions
story.
apply.
I'll do small analysis, then we'll open the phone line.
Start your day the grown-up way, right here.
We're back.
Smooth breakfast.
Always fresh and highly informative.
Many thanks for sticking around. This is the Locker Room 981, a part of Smooth Breakfast with Valentine Uhu and Tega Supreme, the anchor here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tega. Share your messages on WhatsApp 0809 444 0981. Please call now.
No.
We're gonna take a break.
Let's take some
before that.
messages first, yeah, and then let's take some messages first, and then we'll take
get
a
to the
story,
calls.
and then we'll get to the calls.
All right.
Yes.
Exciting. Let's start. This one here, I see a message. Thank you. Ronson says, which try? Super Falcons is a mini tourney lost to Minnows, Jamaica 0-1. In a mini tourney, lost to Jamaica 0-1. Forced Portugal to a 3-3 stalemate and lost to the US. They were below par, Joe. That's what Ronson played.
Also, so you expected Nigeria to beat the US
Yeah, the whole US.
in women's football?
Oh.
Eh.
Olufemi Motayo says, with Rafael Nadal pulling out of Wimbledon, you get the feeling that Novak Djokovic will now surpass him, both him and Roger Federer, as the all-time highest Grand Slam winner. Time will tell.
And that's what Novak Djokovic needs.
All right. Imo from Ikeja says, I try not to miss the locker room, mostly because of Tega. If one doesn't listen to other sports shows, it'll be easy not to value Tega's competence. I'm becoming a sports, not just football, body of knowledge, just by listening to Tega. Thank you so much, Tega.
Oh, thank you.
This is Tega appreciation message from Imo. Thank you for that. Alex says, Federer and Nadal retire. How about Serena Williams? Please, I'm asking for Naomi Osaka.
Alex, put that phone down now.
I love it. Let's get to more stories now. Germany coach Joachim Low is under pressure to find a way for his side to create more chances when the host holders Portugal at Euro 2020 on Saturday, with their hopes of reaching the knockout stage hanging in the balance. If we can be more vigorous up front, we'll be able to beat Portugal. That's what Low thinks.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Joachim Low when his team played against France, they had only one shot on target the entire 94 minutes.
One.
And if Mbappe had shown just a little bit of discipline, he would have had 2 goals cancelled for offside, and it could have been all I'm saying is it could have been a bad result for Germany. Now the Germans are not the team that we are used to, the German machine that we are used to. They're just sputtering, but the good news for them is that they have talent. And so that is what is still helping them.
Why do you have to use the word sputtering? I just thought about the damn football.
That's exactly what they are doing.
Exhaust is
Struggling.
blowing, everybody's just hiding.
And everybody's hoping that the conductor will give them their full change. But yeah, that's what the Germans are doing. They're struggling to keep up and stay alive. Unfortunately for the Germans, they're in a tough group with France and Portugal. Hungary seem to be the whipping boys, but even against Portugal had to struggle before they eventually defeated the Hungarians in the last 5 minutes of that game. So it's not an easy group for me. That's the group of death. So it's a tough one for them. Yes, they have to win against Portugal to get any hope. If they win against Portugal and then win against Hungary, they're definitely through to the next round. But they have to win against Portugal because in this group it's a little tricky. I think because of the way the tournament was expanded, they may sneak in if they are the best losers. However, you don't want to risk that. You want to do your job and get in with A+. So that there's no need for hustle. So yes, they have to do the job tomorrow against Portugal. So now this is why we are opening the phone lines. They are in the group of death. Germany are in the group of death. It's Germany, France, Portugal, and Hungary.
Yep.
Which teams do you think will be the top 2 teams to come out of this group, and why? So phone lines open.
So
Wow.
Germany, France,
Portugal, and Hungary.
Germany, France, Portugal, Hungary.
Yes. So
Which
world
two teams?
champions, European champions, and former world and European champions in Germany, and then Hungary. So give them the phone lines.
Yes, please call 0144899881. We're sending in predictions now. You can also send on WhatsApp 0809444981, but call 0144899881. Let us know, out of Germany, France, Portugal, and Hungary, which 2 teams do you think will come out on top
Of that group, yeah.
of that group? Yeah. All right. Call us now. In the meantime, Kevin De Bruyne, has actually scored the winner as Belgium beat Denmark 2-1 to reach the knockout stage of Euro 2020 on Thursday in Copenhagen. I'll tell you the rest of the story after this call. Hello, good morning. Good morning, and thank you so much for calling. What's your name? Enke from Ikotu, go ahead. What's your prediction?
Oh, Enke, we've lost Enke.
We lost Enke. Let's take this one. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the locker room. Hi. What's your name?
Good morning.
What is your name, please? Bronson from where? Well done. Go ahead with your prediction. What'd you go, France? Why?
Yes. Germany will use back though.
Portugal, France. Thank you so much, Ransom. Please keep those calls coming to WhatsApp 0144899881. WhatsApp is for messages 0809444091. Now, Kevin De Bruyne actually scored that winner. Belgium beat Denmark 2-1 to reach the knockout stage of Euro 2020 on Thursday in Copenhagen, where fans and players show their support for Christian Eriksen, while the Netherlands also booked the last 16 sports. De Bruyne said, "We can be happy. We knew that there would be difficult moments against Denmark and in front of this crowd with everything that's happened."
Yes, so it was a tough one, but the brilliance was, even before the game started, Lukaku had already let us know that there was going to be a break at 10 minutes where they'd applaud and wish Christian Eriksen well. The outpouring of love has been overwhelming. I'm not the one receiving it, but it's been a lot. Finland, I think there were shirts that said "Get well, Christian," because they're the team
That's really nice.
they were the team that were playing Denmark when the incident happened, but a lot of players have also come out to support him, because it's a real crisis, and it's something that could have happened to any one of them, so it's shocking, but they've shown their love and support. But to the match itself, and this is why I do not count Belgium as one of my favorites. They're a team with a plethora of talent, but they just don't have the number one, the manager. Their manager to me is suspect. He's not a pragmatic manager, and you need some pragmatism to win a championship. Number two, that team is not disciplined defensively. Even if they won the game yesterday, there were opportunities where Denmark could have come back and won that game in the last few minutes of the game. So defensively, they are questionable. Their structure, their shape, the shape they take when they come on the pitch is not brilliant. Now, some people say, but when Vistel came in and when Kevin De Bruyne came in, the game changed. Yes, the game changed offensively. They looked more purposeful going forward. But defensively, they were still all over the place. And for me, when your midfield doesn't have a good shape, a solid shape, and your defense will definitely collapse, then any team that is good defensively can just score one goal and sit deep and you're out of the tournament. And so for me, regardless of the plethora of talents they have, because of that, I don't think the Belgians. I can't pick the Belgians as my favorite. The same thing I have with the Dutch, but the Dutch are here, like I tell people, for my entertainment because they play really brilliant football.
Yeah.
They create good chances.
Yeah.
They have exciting young talents coming through. Miss a few chances here and there, and I'm using the word "few" loosely. And also give the opponents opportunities to have a look in at their goal.
Okay.
And that's where again for me the Dutch are also suspect. But they are coming out from 7 years where they did not make it to the major tournaments. So because they're just coming back in, I give them this tournament to settle, and then maybe World Cup 2022 would see a better Dutch team.
That's possible. Now, Gwemi says there has to be another chance of tire or choice of tire for Formula One drivers. Restriction to Pirelli isn't helping the sport. I do not know why Formula One is sticking to only Pirelli, but hopefully they change their policy soon. Thank you, Gwemi. Hello, good morning. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, Kenny. So out of Germany, France, Portugal, and Hungary, who do you pick as the top two in the game of the group of death?
Okay. Oh.
And Portugal.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Thanks for that. Let's take more messages here. This one from Cruz reads, I like Rafa and Roger's ways. I need to tell my boss about the tennis rules, and maybe he would allow me work from home on select weeks with advance notice. After all, I don't pass 30.
30 in tennis is like 60.
Yeah. Megan Melum says from Amor, it says, has anyone noticed the level of officiating at the Euros? It's been top notch, quite the opposite of what we see at the EPL, where the armpit is used as offside. Congratulations to Belgium, my favorites to win the tournament.
Yeah, but they still drew lines in this one. Again, what I've always said is it's the EPL that makes the VAR look like something that is complicated. It's pretty simple. And even in this tournament where they had to draw lines, I think it was which game was that even I was celebrating that this team had scored. I think it was the Finland game. And they had gotten the early goal, and I thought, yes, Temiopuko and his guys were going to give me something to brag about. Unfortunately, the guy was slightly, I think it was his forehead that was offside. They drew the lines, but it wasn't complicated. It didn't take 10 years. They didn't try to show us our mathematics sets, math set. They didn't try to use math set and put math set on the screen. It was simple. I've often said it. VAR is good. VAR is simple. The thing that is complicated is EPL refereeing. That's it.
I like it. I like it. Now, Olufemi says Belgium are showing why they remain number one team in world football. The team needs to win something though, as this generation will soon pass. Okay. Tayo says from Ajay, the Super Eagles play their cards right, they can beat the German national team.
Yeah.
It's practically a bonanza.
Tayo, this thing you just said.
Tayo, I don't have time for this Neymar story.
Just to say that Brazil won their second match in the Copa del Rey. Like I said, they're my favorites to win, and they are tournament hosts. They won the second match this time at 4-0. It was a class act. It could have been more goals. Brilliant one, but Neymar was a little emotional. The last time out that they won, he missed it out because of injuries. But there was also that but he's also been struggling with that rape case, that rape accusation that we've later come to find out that the allegations may have been false. But the thing still has impacted his career, even in his career, and even his endorsements. So he cried on the night. It was a very emotional thing for him, and I don't think it's something you want anybody to be going through, including your enemies. But it was a good night for Brazil and a good night for him too, because he also scored. On the 9th.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What a way to end the show this morning. Tega, thank you so much. Ike, thank you for this message. Just, creeped in at the end of the show. It says, how's that Germany-France group even set up?
I don't understand, okay. I don't understand.
Let's try to figure some of the other things out as you follow the updates in Euro 2020. Let's keep informed by following Tega on social media at Tega Supreme. At Tega Supreme is her handle. And of course, you can follow her work with the ladies in sport at LIS International. Next, that's in 15 minutes, right? I'll be coming around for the Lagos Talks conversation for a Feel Good Friday to ask you this question. What is one of your strengths and how have you used it? Talking about taking accounts. Join me then.